Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 678 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about my first 28 days on TikTok. So far, I have not been kidnapped and put into child slavery. All right. I don't think they want me because I eat too much. All right. So far, I don't think I've had any identity theft. So I don't really know the bad stuff behind the scenes, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to take advantage of using the system and get the most out of it that I can before they get me. How about that? And by the way, I'm not an expert on this. We're talking about 6 weeks of me paying attention to TikTok, 2 weeks of study, and 4 weeks basically of being on. So I still have a lot to learn. And this is kind of like all of these other things. They all have minute details and they change rapidly. That's why you need some fanatic like me to help you keep up with this stuff. All right. All right, so this is episode 678. Hope you didn't miss episode 677. That was Brett Ridgway. He's a longtime veteran of the speaking industry, especially handling back-of-the-room sales. He's handled over 150 events where he's seen speakers sell at the back of the room and how they handle things. So really great episode there. Anytime you want to get to a back episode, go to screwthecommute.com/ and then the episode number. That was 677. All right, we want to thank the folks helping out with Patreon. You know, we give you a lot of training here for free. I mean, it's really $1 million worth of training. And if you like just our training episodes as opposed to our interviews, you can go to screwthecommute.com/training. There's over 300 training episodes there with just me and people on my staff teaching you stuff for free. So take advantage of it. But we would love to have your help with Patreon, because all the money from the Patreon, less the Patreon fees, is going to fund our scholarship program for persons with disabilities. So I'm not taking any of the money for myself. All right. And also make sure you pick up a copy of our automation ebook at screwthecommute.com/automate free. And while you're at it, pick up a copy of our podcast app at screwthecommute.com/app. That's APP. Okie dokie. Let's I'll give you a little recap, and we're going to get into the main event here. So about 6 weeks ago, I took 2 advanced courses on TikTok, covered about 2 weeks, part-time, taking notes. I watched probably 100 YouTube videos. I tried to watch only ones that were very current, you know, within the past year or within the past few months, because things change so fast. And I had 11 followers, which is kind of crazy because I never did anything on TikTok. And I've actually been seeing this. It's kind of strange. People will follow me and I'll go to see who they are, and they've got 180 followers but no content, right? Or something crazy like that. So I'm not sure what that's all about. All right, I did my first TikTok video on October 29th, and I released my first 5 of them that day. I hear something, either a crow or something must have got in my chimney. It's really loud behind me. And I had 11 followers before I put up any videos, and I made comments on 4 or 5 other videos. By the way, that's one thing I've been lax on. You're supposed to be commenting on other people in your niche to get exposure for you, and I have been pitiful at that. So I'm going to try to improve that this month. Let's see. Now, I sent an email out to my list, but I used the wrong link in it. So I basically got nothing from sending out 100,000 emails. So virtually all of what I've gotten on TikTok is from, I mean, a minor percentage of people that know me, but it's all new stuff. So don't think just because of who I am and my, long reputation and big email list that it had anything to do with what I've done on TikTok. I mean, it did a little tiny bit, but you could start with nothing and be successful on there if you play the game right. And I played it hard, pretty darn hard, for as busy as I am. All right, so here we go. So as of today, this is the morning of November 28th. So about 28 days, I had a total number of videos of 106. Now remember, they're really short. I'll show you the longest and the shortest ones in the average in a minute. But 106 videos. I had 407 followers. Now 1,000 is the magic number you're shooting for, is your first really, really benchmark where you can go live. And it's kind of good because you don't want to go live to nobody, you know. So if you have 1,000 visitors, you'll probably get somebody to see it live. Total video views, this has kind of floored me, 76,762. This is crazy, folks. I've been on, YouTube and all the other Vimeo and all the places and I'm on Roku TV and all the things. This is just crazy to be able to get 76,000 views in one 28-day period from starting from nothing. All right, so that's pretty wild. I had 1,282 profile views. Now, the reason this is not as great, this could have been great if I had 1,000 followers, or if I'm not positive about this yet. But once you get 1,000 followers on a business account, you can have a clickable link in your bio. Well, if it's not clickable, now I have a link in my bio, and 1,282 people went over and looked at it. But only a few actually typed it in and went over to see all my stuff that I have available. So this is a big milestone when you can get that clickable link. And I think you either have to get your business completely registered, which just yesterday I had to send in my corporate papers and stuff like that, because I did see a lawyer that has only 282 followers and has a clickable link in his bio. So I think it's because he fully registered and proved that he was a real business. So I'm hoping that happens, but I'm going to get that 1,000 hopefully next month, one way or the other. But so those profile views weren't as valuable as they could have been, because it could have taken people to buy stuff and to see all my other stuff. Okay, I had 537 shares, so people like the stuff enough to share. I don't know how many saves I've had. I don't see where you can find that in the analytics. Each video you can find it on, but so I don't know. And so some people have saved a bunch of my videos, some people haven't. Comments, I've had 336, and likes, I've had 7,131. That's all of this morning. Okay. Now, the most views on one video as of this morning, which kind of freaks me out, that, and I'm calling this viral, even though it's not like 1 million, but I believe I set myself a benchmark of calling something viral for a brand new account. And so I set a benchmark at 2,000 views or more. I'll call that viral if you're brand new. That's pretty darn good. So the one video I have has, as of this morning, 39,900 views. It just freaks me out. The other ones that I had, 3 other ones out of the 106 were 5,550, 3,344, and 2,234. So out of the 106 videos, 4 of them I'm claiming went viral. And some are still going. You know, another thing about this is that older videos still get views as people start binge watching your content in this particular thing. Now, the least views I had on a video was 16, and that amazes me because that's my hobby's tax deductible, a thing I've been teaching for years. And one other pitiful one was my first duet, and that's where somebody else's video's there and I'm just sitting there reacting to it. That only had 41. Average is between 150 to 600 views, but all of them keep increasing. And I said, because the older ones are seen when somebody binge watches and starts seeing older stuff. And that's another big thing about TikTok, is that your old stuff can be really, really powerful. I've had some of the people I've studied under say that they had one a year or 2 years later just go massively viral. So that's a good thing. The most videos I made in one, oh, well, and by the way, 150 to 600 average views, again, is crazy for a beginner. I mean, you go on YouTube, you could just go for a year and not get that. So really powerful. Now, the most videos I made in one day was 9. And now I'm making them a little better quality and doing more things that I learned. And so I don't do as many per day now. But then the least videos I made in a day is 1. And I haven't missed any days at all. That's another thing. Consistency is really important. All right, the longest video was 2 minutes and 59 seconds. And the shortest one, listen to this, is 5 seconds. Okay, so this doesn't have to kill you, but it is a learning curve on it, for sure. And as far as I know, I made $300 from a sale of a copywriting course. So the numbers have to be really big and the right topics. And like I said, when I get that profile link, that'll be a big milestone that I'll probably sell more stuff because people can just click instead of have to type stuff in with their fingers. Okay, so what did I learn from all this? Well, here's some miscellaneous stuff that I learned. The app can glitch on you. And a lot of times I had to save and close the app and open it back up. And, sometimes the sound would quit and I'd have to close everything, open it back up, and it's back. So that happened, I won't say frequently, but, it would freak you out if you think, oh, I lost everything when you really didn't. I found that the time of day matters more of when you release your video in the short run to get immediate results, because of something that all the social media things do is called micro tests. In the first hour, they want to see if people are reacting to your video before they show it to more people. If nobody reacts to it, then they're not going to show it to more people. So that means you need to release it when more people are on. And after you get a bunch of videos out there, you can go in your analytics and see the peak times when people are on, and that's when you want to release your videos, or maybe an hour or so before the peak times. Okay, and that's in the short run. But see, the long run is not as important for that because the fact that older videos can take off, like I just said. So if you just want to slam up a bunch of content, that's great, but you got to shoot for the long haul with those ones. They probably won't do as good as in the short run. Okay, I found that it's harder to get comments than likes. It's easy to smash the little heart button and move on than to stop and type a comment in. All of them are valuable to you. And I also found that it's way harder to get followers than in the past. Yeah, it's possible for outrageous content to get a bunch of followers right away, or celebrity status. But here's the thing, even the really super hot girls that used to be able to just take off like crazy, many of them are struggling because there's so darn many of them. They think all they have to do is wear a bikini or be provocative, and some of them have, very few views because there's just so many people trying to do that kind of stuff and not really technically give any value. I guess that would be called entertainment value. So I told you I can't go live until I get 1,000 followers, but that's probably a good thing. Don't have the clickable link in the bio yet. I'm trying to learn how to get that, either 1,000 followers, or if I'm thinking that maybe if I just get the business fully registered with TikTok, that I can get that link before that. That's really important to me. It's good to use both the desktop and mobile apps because it's so much easier to do stuff on the desktop. To check things and to type in comments and respond to things, but the thing has to run off of your cell phone or your tablet. That's where it's supposed to work from. Now, I've only used the video editor that's included in the TikTok app. Now, there are others I haven't used yet. One popular one that I'm going to look into this month is called CapCut, C-A-P-C-U-T, and it's owned by the same company as TikTok. So it has more features than the one that's standard with TikTok, but I'm doing a lot of cool stuff with just the standard one, and I don't have to import and export. I can just immediately post stuff. I think CapCut can do that too, since it's owned by the same company, but I haven't figured that out yet. But you can do a lot of cool stuff, and the learning curve, I mean, it took 30, 40, 50 videos just to get the hang of the thing to work faster, and still I haven't used all the features. So okay, here's a funny thing. Well, again, consistency is most important. So if you can do one video a day, I mean, remember, folks, they're only 3 minutes maximum, and a lot of them are 10 and 15 seconds, so you can do this if you really want to. But that's better than doing one a week, or 3 of them one day and wait 2 weeks and do another 3. That'll never get you anywhere. Consistency is important. Now, here's a crazy thing. I got my ad account. So I was thinking I'm going to do this all organically for the first month, and then I'm going to look into doing some ads to get more followers and get more reach. Well, I go to do that, and my ad account is suspended, and I never even placed an ad before. So apparently I signed up for it a year ago or something and never did anything. And then I opened it up, and it says account permanently suspended for lack of use. Right. So I did an appeal process, and they asked me to send in the corporate papers and stuff. So I think that's going to be fine. All right. Some tips on the videos that I learned. Of course, you got to shoot vertical for this. You should use some of their effects. So they have a green screen thing that I covered in a previous TikTok episode here, and they like when you use their new features. They kind of give you a boost for that. You absolutely must get good at hooks in the first 1 to 3 seconds. I mean, people scroll lightning fast on this. If you don't grab them, they're gone. It's good to show your credibility at the beginning. It helps people feel like you're worth watching, and this is an important thing because the completion rates of your video are important to make TikTok show your videos to more people. Now, mine isn't that great, but you have to improve your storytelling to increase curiosity, so people hang in to the end to see what happened. Let's see. Yeah, and for instance, on the hook stuff and the credibility. Well, I might say, if it's an email marketing video, I might say, I've sent out over 1 billion emails. So I know what I'm talking about here. Check this out. So something that shows that, hey, this guy, has been around, knows what he's talking about. Now, another thing that TikTok watches for is the number of followers you get after a particular video. They really like that. If you get a lot of followers, they think that video must have been pretty good. They'll show it to more people. And they also watch the total watch time. Look at this, folks. Just on that one video that got 39,000 views, the total watch time just for that video was 267.5 hours. Right. So they're loving that, and they're keeping showing that more. So by the time I get done recording this, I might be over 40,000 instead of 39,100. They just keep showing it to more people. And I'm doing this early in the morning. As it goes out through the day, I'm absolutely sure that one's going to exceed 40,000 and start heading towards 42, 43,000 or more. And it keeps going as long as people see it and like it or comment on it. They're going to just keep showing it to more people, and there's plenty of people out there to show it to. All right, you want to cut out the dead space don't leave long things, talk fast, because sometimes people will watch it again to catch what they missed. So talk fast. Some videos that go good are like 5 tips to something, or 7 ways to do this, or the number 1 tool I use to do something or other. So those things go good. There's loads of other kind of hooks. And then my thoughts overall is I'm going to keep up with this, and I'll report back in about a month. I mean, many people that I've been studying said that the second month is when they blew up, because you kind of prove to TikTok that you're real and you're consistent and you're worthwhile to show to more people because you're keeping putting out content. See, all the social media wants you to be on there longer. And so if you're consistently putting out videos that people are watching and liking and engaging with, everybody is staying on their thing longer, and they can charge more for ads. That's pretty much the bottom line on all the social media. I'm not sure that since December is coming up, if that's going to be good or not as my second month, because people are shopping and doing other stuff. But, they're taking vacations from work too, so they might be on more long. I really don't know what's going to happen in December. I'm going to keep up my pace, and I encourage you to check me out. It's at Digital Multimillionaire is my handle on there. So if you do check me out, please comment, like. There's 106. Well, by the time you hear this, there'll probably be 110 or more, and keep going. I'm going to be putting several per day up on forever, and see how it goes. So check it out, and we thank you. And also kick into the Patreon at screwthecommute.com/Patreon. See, I'm doing all this work so you don't have to. All right. Okay, we'll catch you all in the next episode. See you later.